Hello, SpeedGaming 2. Welcome to the Summer 2024 No Logic Tournament. My name is JD Silvergun, and I'm joined today by Nalma. How are you doing today?
Good, how about you?
Pretty good, thank you. So we have an exciting match here today between Tam and So, both very good runners. Both starting in Link's house and getting 10 arrows.
So this is a round 3 winners bracket match. It's the same round as my race against Chex, and will be the third match of that round to start racing. Now, they have not done any races together yet. This is their game 1 in the series. If they lose the series, they're not out yet. This is a double elimination bracket.
I missed what that was on the island for So, but that was a nice full magic drop for Tam, and gets the big key to Pod, which is a very good big key.
I expect we'll have a chance to look at it when Tam comes around. Because one of the routes you can do is you can take your water walk and get a faster island check when you swing by that area, which I recommend anyone do. If they are intending to open with Hobo, I recommend taking that water walk to the island rather than walking. Taking the screen transition is pretty slow.
Yeah, I thought about that when I saw people do that. It's hard to break habits, though. And if your swim goes wrong, it's really hard to come back for that location. But it is faster, you are right.
I'm doing the new buyer tech of bonking to get out of that fake flipper or that water walk state. Oh no. So apparently So had a bit of a hard time getting into the cave and had to teleport in, but also got hit by crabs. You don't want to spend too much time in that overworld.
Yeah, I've had to do that before, and it is tight on the timing. If they don't cooperate with the RNG, that's kind of unfortunate.
Oh, I guess it is good that So checked the 50 rupees on the island, because he might not go back there for a while. Also lucky for him that the island item in Ice Rod Cave isn't very good.
So into the Thieves' Hideout in the Lost Woods, we see small key to Hera. That's one of the best small keys, actually. If Swamp happens to be a crystal, and we have no better way in, that's a good way to do it.
The Hera small key is like the #1 reason I will actually pick up small keys. Once I have that one, I just kind of start ignoring them. Not that they're bad. It's good to have certain ones. Like you want to have one for Skull. One for Mire can speed it up a lot if you go to Mire at all. Desert Small is also very good if you get it at the right time.
Okay, a Lumberjack DMA for So. This is always kind of a curious route when you don't have like anything to hit switches with. Like, I mean, 3 bombs is not really gonna cut it.
Was that a glove that was on Lumberjack? I missed it.
I honestly could not tell. Like,
it's very hard to see on our end, but just because there's a glove there doesn't mean Aga will die. We have seen better items on Lumberjack left behind because killing Aga is rarely. Yeah, I couldn't see that at all from the cropping. Literally could not see the item. So thank you for chat for alerting us to that one. Or actually our tracker, Breadcoon. Breadcoon, okay,
yeah,
apparently we have no excuse, because Breadcoon is looking at the same stream we are.
I saw a couple pixels on So's side, but I didn't recognize it as a glove.
Speaking of, peeking. Dashing up to check the Spectacle Rock Cave item, which is just a map. It may or may not get collected. Because
I feel like if you still have information, or you still need information, you can grab that when you go to Pod, if you remember, but leaving it behind is defensible.
I think you should leave it behind if you can trust yourself to remember that it's there if you end up in a map go mode situation. A little bit concerned about So's health here. As long as he can make it to the old man, he can at least restart the old man. But because he came from Lumberjack DMA, if he died on the way to old man, he would have to reclimb the mountain.
That is true. The early game is subject to bad RNG because, well, we just don't have hearts, and enemies on the mountain hurt a lot, crabs hurt a lot. But he made it though, and so did Tam.
Alright, 2 dash. This is why I don't do the dash tech. I think it's harder.
What, then the teleport?
No, than just clipping all the way through.
Oh, I didn't know that was an option, actually.
Oh yeah, you can just clip through. I mean, not gonna say it's easy. It's as easy as you find clipping to the left, which is the easy direction. You do have to avoid bouncing up, but I think that's true for the dash too.
Yes. I didn't know you landed on the right spot. That's interesting.
You do have to hold up right instead of up left. That's the difference between that and spin speed. And you have to remember that that's what you're doing.
Oh yes, I meant versus like doing the dash turn method, which also requires holding upright.
Okay, it's the same as dash turn. It's just depending on your comfort level. Oh, speaking of which, I think people will be more comfortable having a hook shot in this seed. Hook shot's a really good item in No Logic. Not for the usual reasons. Well, a little bit for the usual reasons, but no, mostly not.
And if you do get the set of items to go with it, it is very, very nice. Ether in the dam. Well, we'll have to stay tuned to see if that is important or not. So can save time on checking the dam using the hook shot. Just an interesting little time save.
So can also do East of the Mountain without dying now. I don't think he would have attempted this without hook shot.
Not dying is a good time save. And just a pod small on the floating island. We might like to have one of those if we do my or Dungeon ID swap. If we don't get hook pushing by then somehow. Could be a no lamp, no powder, no mushroom seed, although hopefully not for our runner's sake. Hammer in Mini Moldarm for Tam. That was a fast bomb juke from Tam. That was very impressive.
That was a single bomb, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was. It had to have been. There wasn't enough time for it to be like more than one.
A very common play. We used to save and quit out of there, but the new meta in No Logic is to buy the bomb upgrade. Especially in a seed where you have hook shot. No, Tam will get that here. Oh, we got a lamp. Alright. Basically hook pushing. Not quite there yet, but by the time we need it, we will be there, almost certainly. The things we're missing are things like swords and just any number of items that you can use to put things on the screen.
A double upgrade for Tam.
Oh, is that 2 bombs? That's good.
Yeah.
Knowing that there's a hook shot, I think probably influenced that decision. Some people will just always buy 1, some people will always buy 2.
The Tam doesn't know that there's a hook shot. I don't think has been to Hera yet. Or it was...
Oh.
What?
Okay, I was looking at the tracker. Well, Tam just does that habitually, I guess.
So Tam is trying to set up a water walk and trying to do it the quick way, which is more difficult, but it gets it done.
Yeah, I don't understand the quick way, but it seems to work, so I don't question it. Tam also got a bottle out of that play, which is a good incentive to go to Kakariko.
Is it good enough for Tam, though, is the question.
One item Tam does have is the hammer, and that is also useful just as a weapon. It's not really useful for glitches. It's more, there are kind of two things you can get that help you. One of them is things that help you do more glitches, and one of them is things that help you do fewer glitches, and the hammer is one of the latter. We do find out. Yeah, we do find out our green pendants are Eastern. And there's a big key. I love this. It's just the whole Eastern package. Here's the green pendant info. Here's the big key, and you're here. You should go and get my green pendant.
I've seen that big key paired with the information, like, not often, but certainly this isn't the first time. It's kind of funny. And so also getting the hammer in Mini Boulder Cave. So the bottle must have been the King's Tomb item, I'm guessing. Because I don't think we saw it.
That's a good point. I didn't check.
Did not do the juke. But it's going back for Ice Rod Cave and probably the waterfall.
I think most runners would not return to Ice Rod Cave if it wasn't also paired with all these other checks you can get, but it's pretty hard to leave those behind forever. Unless they're checks.
That would be pretty bold, leaving behind something that you know, like, almost everyone gets as their, like, third item in the game. I mean, chances are it's nothing, but, like, these kind of things can weigh on your mind the longer a race goes on.
So Tam has the benefit of actually having a weapon for Moldor.
Yeah, a good weapon, too, not just a plastic sword. First crystal, 12 minutes, 15 seconds. We're actually getting Zora on So's side. And life lesson. And we're gonna take the lesson and leave.
Yeah, one of the things a runner would probably be tempted to do is if they have died in Ice Rod Cave and they're going back, try to use that to take advantage of the fact that your opponent probably didn't do Zora. So you can sometimes turn a disadvantage into an advantage by making plays like that. But it didn't work out this time.
Also is going to blindside it, and Tam's doing Spiral Cave.
Interesting that So is the first one here. Does So also have the bottle, or did they not juke?
They did not juke.
Okay, so he's here not having anything to do Desert Thieves with. Oh, a lot of people who go into Desert Palace will want to also do the Thieves Town blind attic. Because it's one of the fastest ways to actually do the attic in the seed. And if you are going to Cave State Thieves later, it makes it that much faster. Because you don't have to do 2 laps of the dungeon. It's almost like doing IPBJ.
I like that analogy, that's good. The map of Eastern, thanks game. Looks like So, other than the fire rod, not really finding anything yet in town. And Tam has the lamp from Paradox Cave, meanwhile.
Tam is very happy to see that. This is probably going to be a Kakariko play for Tam. Pretty hard to justify putting this off too long once you have the items for Desert. The items for desert, I mean the items for Thieves Town Attic. The other items are, they're fine. If you know that there's a glove on Lumberjack, then you probably won't be waiting for a glove to do one check.
Oh, certainly not.
It's one of those things you think, well, I'll come back later if I have to do like Argus or something. So CAC, not very much. It seems like every location has one really good item in it. And not much else. And Kakariko gave us a fire rod, which is probably required, but not particularly exciting right now.
Oh, I forgot. Oh, Earth changed his mind. I feel like somebody actually manually did the race in the tournament, but I don't remember.
Ooh, I wonder if we'll go for that. Not on the second bump. The second bump doesn't do much. Yeah, this is why people will often avoid this, is because it can soft lock you. Actually, he's so lucky did not soft lock. He seems to not be doing it right though, but he's at least doing it wrong in a way that's not soft locking. I think the step he's missing is he's not dash turning. You want to be facing right before you do the teleport, and then you have to do some inputs afterwards to prevent soft lock. Interesting that he chooses to go this way. Maybe he was actually just trying to go to desert and not trying to get blue mail.
I don't know.
So
I
now
go this way.
Now he's going this way. I've actually emulated this. When you pointed out that it's a chance to get things before desert, I have found it to be like potentially worthwhile to go here first. If you don't already have what you want for desert. Like you last resorting this and you don't have your bottle yet. Like you could go in here and hope that you get one. I think Tam picked up that pot for you.
Yes, we must free the chicken.
Ooh, so doesn't know about hold up left, or just changed his mind. If you're coming out of K45, just hold up left and hop off the ledge and then walk up. It's the fastest way to get to Agina's cave.
So this right here is why most people don't do this route, is because walking out of this cave takes a very long time, but some people don't even come here at all, so you never know. It might be worth doing.
I think there's an argument towards, if you are going to do the quadrant glitch to do desert right, I think you should maybe consider doing that last. Nice fire rod. That's good. It's definitely required in this seed. Even if we already had one.
A nice bomb clip from So.
That's the other thing is if you're doing those checks first, you do want to make sure that you know the bomb clip. Because it's pretty slow to get back by other means. And if you don't have a glove, you're going to have a hard time getting back at all.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I wouldn't go for it otherwise. Tam has done our first YBA of the seed, traveled from desert to Thieves Town. Is going to get one additional item and open the attic so that we don't have to spend extra time here when we come back later.
I think it would be really cool if we could see Tam and So do Thieves Town at the same time so we can compare the time save. Oh, so that's a really interesting sword. That sword is dupable, but only if you plan ahead. Neither of them is going to have the items to dupe the sword when they find it. Tam will have already opened the chest, which has the moon pearl, by the way, that you would want to copy downstream, and also has used their bottle. It's probably still possible to do, but would require a lot more glitches to refill chests to actually get that sword back in duping condition.
Spicy early pearl.
Yes.
Opening opportunity for route divergence.
Yeah, the recent, I guess, commentary meta is that spicy pearl means the pearl's early in No Logic because it changes the way you route. A lot of people have like a comfort zone route that they'll do. And most of it assumes that you don't have Pearl. So when people do get the Pearl, they kind of lose their mind and they start doing things that you don't normally see them do. And I really like races with early Pearl because of that.
Yeah, the Pearl can lead you on a false trail to doing a lot of like Dark World checks that may or may not have anything that other people who don't have the Pearl like would never do, or I don't know. Some people just hate the Pearl anyway. Actually, I've seen like Mr. Byer, a very outspoken complainer about the Moon Pearl, for example. And so also gets a crystal. Taking down Moldorm. Not too bad with the hammer. Tam into the Dark World. So Pod, Swamp, Mire, crystals so far.
Curious, is Tam just gonna rush GT here? And also curious what their plan is for killing the boss at the end of this basement.
Oh, I don't know. The coming here seems... I hate to question Tam, because Tam wins like more races than anyone, but coming here, like front dooring this without the big key just feels kind of wrong when you could just cave state to me.
Well, yeah, but cave state costs a bottle and this doesn't. Cave state also puts you immediately at Ice Armos, so you had to confront that. Ooh, another sword on Lumberjack. Sorry, on Bumper Ledge. Why is So using the fifth bump here? What is this?
This is a problem. Oh wait, what?
No, it's not
a
a problem. It's just that's a thing. It's kind of funny because it gets you up there, but you can also just teleport on the third bump. But I think the way that's kind of a funny way to do it. Maybe they're just doing it because it's fun, not because it's like the way they learned.
Well, on the topic of Ice Armos, it has become popular to just despawn them with the Super Tile YBA, so I'd have to disagree with you there.
No, you're right. That's actually the correct play, I think. You don't have the weapon. There are downsides to despawning, because it can slow down the rest of your path through GT. You might have to reload the dungeon to get the item on the torch. At least you can see what it is when you're in there, because when you transition it'll show briefly. But if it's something you want, you do have to reload the dungeon. I think I'm interested to see Tam how to handle this. This is not an easy fight.
I mean, maybe they don't handle it. Maybe they just leave. I don't know. I think it's defensible if they don't find anything like on the way helpful.
Just go to Random Room and leave, and then come back to Ice Armos with Hookshot Cave, perhaps. It's not a bad idea. But there is a sword here, and sword is in flippers. This is actually really good find for Tam, because Swamp is a crystal. Tam will probably get the sword on Bumper Ledge on the way to Skull Woods, and we'll have tempered here. But sword that So got, yeah, that sword that So got was dupable, but that was another one that he had to like get there with a bottle, and then before collecting the sword, dupe it. Now that he's collected it, it's too late. But Tam won't need to dupe it all, because they'll just have tempered.
Well, technically they don't need to dupe it all still, but it would be nice. And if you do it early enough, it definitely can save time.
So, yeah, what are we doing? We are doing Swamp because we have Flipper's Hookshot and Hera Big Small Key. Like, that's exactly what you want. Oh, this is a no-brainer, I think. This is like... Okay, we're just doing HMG for a little bit because it's faster and it's a bunch of items inside. Tam is probably starting to think about Go Mode as well, thinking about whether that Ice Rod is required. That might be a good time to think about that map that's sitting on the Spectacle Rock item. So Tam had to set up the dam before going here because that will persist through a save and quit. That's how you do Swamp without a mirror. They also have to be careful not to unlock this door because they're going to use this key to backtrack through Swamp. Ooh. I would be tempted to kill another Gibdo for magic, but you could easily just lose the 50-50. This Gibdo will drop a key, so it doesn't count. Very nice clip.
Good dash. Yeah. Okay, so into the Mothula fight with the quite low health. I mean,
yeah,
just because
and
he doesn't have hearts in the first place. I mean,
also a bit of a blow is to miss that initial spin, which takes down a quarter of Mothula's health. If you miss that, the fight is at least, you know, a quarter longer.
Yeah, you never know with this.
Yeah, we're just holding our breath. This is a fight you might want to pause your game for. So far keeping it under control. Wow, very nice.
That was very nice.
Really controlled. And rewarded with the tempered swords. No, swords will not be a problem in this seed.
Second crystal as well, 25 minutes. Meanwhile, Tam has exited and reset his dungeon state because before the game thought that he was in the Hera dungeon, and now he has Swamp ID from entering through the front door, which is what we want.
I don't think Tam will do left side, right?
Oh, I would be shocked. Swamp just feels bad in general. Like, even this check is like very slow. But a nice flute though.
We like flute in No Logic because it gets you to the potion shop. Repeated trips to the potion shop are a really good way to lose lots of time in a No Logic seed. So having the flute can really add up.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. Even not going to the potion shop, like sometimes in seeds we make multiple trips to desert because desert connects to so many other dungeons. Like, I actually learned the NMG pathing to desert, like, because we go to desert, like, so often. I don't know, but people who'd play non-glitch rando probably already know that. Okay, so Ether tablet check for So. Nothing, unfortunately. I think the book was in Skullwoods. Tam into the Argus fight, and So is going to Palace of Darkness, and did not pick up the map. It's a curious choice.
Big Cave Mire actually likely to be useful in this seed, given that we have 2 medallions.
I agree with that, and nice kill from Tam. A big key to GT after we were just there. Thank you, game. So did a clip called Kiki Skip to get into the Palace of Darkness in Cave State. And conveniently, it despawns all the sprites as well, so we can just take all the items very nicely. The hover. This is a far hover.
That is like...
No problem.
That's like try-hard NMG hovering. Like only Area does that. Right, I expect we will also see the hover to the right side of TR, whatever this dungeon is. Spectacle Rock Cave, that's what it's called. Alright, Tam going to Hookshot Cave, potentially. I didn't see if they reloaded the potion. They are going to start with Hookshot Cave. Oh, nope, they're going to start with the potion shop, probably, to get a potion for Hookshot Cave.
So that desert big in the dark maze is interesting, like that, and maybe used in other dungeons as well as desert.
Desert Big is a good way to do Thief Sound if you're already there. I think if you're not already there, you should probably just cave state it. But if you're there for any other reason, it's a really good way to do it. Why is Tam bonking that chest? Is that... You know what? No, no. I was gonna say disarming EG, but you only do that when you're coming from pod.
Maybe it's a habit for them, like a muscle memory.
Yeah, probably. They don't think it's faster.
I don't think So did do the hover to the right side. Like, they just got the big key chest and the basement chest and they left.
Yeah, maybe they just do Helmosaur and then do it. Maybe they do Quadrant Glitch. I mean, I don't think they should, but they might do it. Quadrant Glitch and then just get the one chest that you can get with that. But I think if you have Moon Pearl, you should. Okay, apparently we're doing it now because you can Death Warp out and then do Helmosaur.
And meanwhile, Tam has done the infamous map wrap of Scudge Woods to get from Turtle Rock to Skull Woods. And did not have any issues, fortunately. It's a bit of a dangerous one.
It would be more dangerous if Tam had actually made progress while in Hookshot Cave. I don't think they've found anything there.
That is a fair point.
Wait, Tam does have the Moon Pearl, right?
Yes.
Okay, it got, like, untracked for some reason. I feel like the tracker has been doing that lately. So if you notice anything else missing, let us know.
So is doing a glitch called Statue Drag to Helmosaur by abusing a stored pulling animation. I don't know what went wrong there. Maybe he pressed A when he wasn't supposed to. Well, anyways, the point is to get to the boss's room. I missed what went wrong there.
I also
okay, apparently the mirror, yes, on right side.
The mirror was there. That's really nice. And also really nice of So to have fixed dungeon state because you can't mirror out of cave state.
Oh, yes. Alright, so we have juked 2 doors, and we are manipulating the camera and going through transitions, and now we are in the boss's room. And meanwhile, Tam is into the Mothula boss room.
Tam notably did not get the sword. That was on the ledge, right?
I think they didn't go that way.
Yeah.
Some people skip that because it's a little bit slow. Maybe it checks it on the way out, or maybe just skips it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they don't know this, but it definitely would have saved time in this fight and saved a bottle. Cause you don't want to have to drink a potion for heals, and like, you want to use that potion for other things.
Both runners successful at their boss fights. And both runners having 3 crystals now. Yeah, sorry. I thought it was... Yes, it appears 3 to 3. I wasn't sure for a second. And so this is a quadrant glitch on So's side called Turtle Power. And frankly, I would recommend just going to Hookshot Cave the normal way since we have Moon Pearl. But sometimes I forget as well and just go there from pod.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's faster to go to Hookshot Cave, but I hesitate to say that it's better to do this versus that if nobody has actually timed it. And one of the things that is working against going to Hookshot Cave on foot is that neither of them has a glove. So getting into Hookshot Cave is slow on the overworld as well. There might be benefits to doing it this way, but I don't see what they are. I think it's probably faster to walk. All right, Tam is almost turned down that sword. Just get it. It's the butter sword. It's probably not going to save time, but could save your butt. It's worth it if you miss one-on-one.
Hey, did Tam check Super Bunny Cave? I think I missed it the first time. If he did, or if they did.
I think so. I don't think it was remarkable. They didn't go to GT.
Yeah.
Which I guess was their opportunity to do that, but I think they just decided not to. Still has the same problems of you'd have to do a super tile YV for that to be worth it.
I liked the Scudgewoods route.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. They did Scudgewoods. That's why they don't have the sword in Skull. They had to get it on the way out. Yeah, they had to get it on the way out instead of the way in.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think
about that.
So the
Scudgewoods play not completely in their favor, but not by that much. They did waste a bottle, which is the main downside. So, mirrorless wrapping to what is that, Fairy Ascension Cave? It's not Laser Bridge. They're not in the Dark World. Oops. I mean, interesting that they did decide to go to Laser Bridge though, because that's 4 items, but that's it. You can't really do anything else from there without the weapons for Trinex or the cane.
So is probably getting desperate at this point with still no bottle and like no bow or Samaria for hook pushing.
So is like really close to having good equipment, but just a tiny bit short. Like the best glitching item he has right now is actually the mirror. It's probably why he's using it right now. But did Tam really not walk through the front of Skull? What is Tam doing? Or Go doing? Opening the door, probably just to make sure that he doesn't overspend his keys if he ever goes back in. I thought he was gonna like hover. Which, like, I wouldn't expect anyone to do that, except I just saw him do 2 ludicrous hovers already, so like, it wasn't completely out of the question.
There was a free bottle in Hype Cave the whole time.
Yeah, I think So might be going there. Ooh, there's a glove too. We're not killing Aga in this scene. Okay, it's So going to GT, or is he going to the Dark World? Okay, this is going to lead to the glove at Hype Cave then. This is a South Dark World play for So.
So Tam's setting up a flipper wrap. I'm a big fan of this route because it conserves on like potion resources. Or like hook pushing resources, getting into Ice Palace, if that was an option.
I didn't even notice. Tam has a 3rd bottle. Where was the 2nd one?
That's a good question.
Okay. We get so finding out Maya Crystal. I was gonna comment that Tam is reacting to finding the glove in Hype Cave by immediately rerouting to ice. I don't know if that was his intention originally.
Yeah, that's a good point. He was able to do the dungeon completely vanilla.
I don't know if they might have gone to Pyramid instead to get more items. But they do seem to be pretty heavily prioritizing dungeons, so it's not out of the question that they may have bought that red potion so they could do Cold Stare after Hype Cave. Something we could ask it's something we could ask the interview later.
Oh, someone in chat helped us out and said that the bottle was on Dig Game. So that's why Tam has 3 now.
Oh, I love this. I love it when you walk into the bomb shop to like check the item, to check your red crystals, and there's a bomb already there. And when you talk to him anyway, because you know you weren't expecting that, he has completely unexpected text box.
The best.
Yeah, it's a great text box because you only see it when somebody is like sleepwalking into there to check the red crystals and like not noticing that there's a bomb.
Yeah, so clearly had a reaction of sorts to that text box.
It's also pretty common to not know that you have red crystals because it's, you know, what are you gonna do? Menu? Look at your menu. Like nobody menus anymore unless they're hook pushing.
Tam actually did do a menu on the overworld, and at the time I wasn't sure what they were looking for, but it was probably that.
Oh, we got an ice rod. That's go mode for Tam, I think.
Almost certainly.
It's hard to imagine what you can't do with 3 bottles. That said, it doesn't necessarily mean Tam will be go-moding for the rest of the seed. I think Tam has enough possible finds that would speed up their game that it's worth doing the checks anyway. Because those things could just be like... Really, they just need like Ancilla items. They need like a bows, boomerangs, Samaria would all accomplish that.
And that would be the big one.
Yeah, and that would give them like free hook pushing. Like right now they don't really have hook pushing because I don't think they can do... I don't think Fire Rod and Ice Rod are enough.
So... Does Tam have bombos? Or I'm trying to remember where that was that So would have that and Tam does not.
Apparently it was the front of Skull Woods, but apparently they just didn't do that. Ooh!
That makes sense.
That's a dangerous pendant. The thing that makes that dangerous is that if Turtle Rock is required, which is not a guarantee, it's like a 1 in 3 chance now. If So finds out that that's a pendant before actually going in, that could be really bad for him, because he might miss that Ice Rod.
That is a very good point. I see So making a play for Landmo as well.
I wonder how much of this is a rush for information, and how much of it is just wanting to do dungeons. There might even be a Thieves Town potential here, like So could do this and then do Thieves Town from Desert. So
yeah, especially with the mirror. Because if you don't have the mirror, it's so slow to get out of here. No one would do that.
Wait, what?
Oh, I mean, because you would want the crystal, right? So you would save the warp. I mean, I guess you could not.
You don't need it. You could just walk out of Thieves. It's fine. But it would be better to mirror out of land if that's your plan. I think you would save time getting the Desert Crystal at Thieves. But it's not, I don't think it's like you're going to walk out of Desert for it. I think you're just going to eat the Desert Crystal here, and then when you're in Thieves Town, you'll do LSD blind and backtrack.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was thinking more of the swap situation where you don't have the option of leaving. Because kind of more... I don't want to say it's more common. It's more common for me to do the like desert swamp play.
So has not great options for swamp right now. One of the things that's, even if they can do fake flippers, like I don't think he can actually fake flipper right now, and that's a problem. He needs to go to GT and find his flippers, or he needs to find like the bow or something to make that doable.
Or
Unless
just
he wants to do
Samaria,
it.
so you can hook with,
Yeah,
like,
Samaria
the
would
monster
obviously
guy.
solve all their problems. But if So didn't have any of those, he would need to probably do a castle tower based swamp crystal, which would be pretty miserable.
You don't say. And so Tam doing the cave state blind, and so is going to be setting up for Desert Thieves.
So is doing Desert Thieves, but I don't know how it works with Mirador, which is what he's setting up for right now.
I think this is one of the only mirror doors that's good because the map is set up in a specific way. As long as So doesn't like take the door with the glove rock, it should be fine.
Yeah, you have to avoid subtile transitions, and that is, I think, the only one in Thieves Town that can hurt So, but he does have to remember not to take that transition. The other problem is that it's just slow to do a mirror door.
But yeah, exactly.
I would should probably just get a potion.
Well, So has a red potion I saw on their menu, so I don't know why this is the choice.
I guess the thought is, this is free. But it's not free because we measure time as a currency as well, not just money. And this does cost time. I don't know how much time it costs relative to going out and buying a second potion for your next play, but it's probably comparable.
Well, there's a potion shop in Vu, so it's not terrible because they have the hammer. And has the mirror, even if that was not the case.
Yeah, this is also one of the better mirror doors, just for you don't spend that much time in the mirror door itself. Okay, that's our last pendant info. So Turtle Rock is guaranteed required now. That's fine for Tam, who knows that it's who has the ice rod. But, bad news for So doesn't have it.
Okay, looks like Tam is going to check the sick kid. Or no, activate the flute. Never mind, we already checked sick kid. Just kidding.
Okay, So is just bombing the attic, not actually doing all of these. So what is this play? This is a tablet check. I think Tam should do Meyer from Eastern and get the green pendant and pull pad, but that's just me. I don't think teleporting on the fourth bump is ever the answer. Okay, good.
I mean, if it was me, I would maybe consider that, but if it's Tam who wins races, I don't think that's a consideration.
Castle Tower Small Key, actually really good for So. He does end up needing to do Swamp Creek that way. I hope he just goes to GT and gets the flippers. I also hope he continues in GT and gets like the hook shot or like the bow or something. Just to like have different equipment from Tam so we can see two different solutions to go mode. Tam needs, basically So needs something like that to even keep up with Tam if Tam continues on this base, because Tam is really blazing through the sea right now and is in go mode.
Yeah, I'm curious how much of this gets skipped in pod, because it's kind of hard to leave all these behind. I mean, sometimes you do it, but like you can't help but wonder if there's like a free Samaria sitting in the back.
The item in the back that Tam would want is the mirror, which I don't think we're going to see that.
I think the mirror was right side. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, was it right side? You're right. It was the hover chest. But
So Tam's probably never going to see that one.
Tam is statue drag it, and then do the back if they do. Actually, do you think they're just not going to do it? I think they're probably just going to start working on Mire Crystal, maybe, or mirror to Eastern and do that path to Mire. I was joking about getting the green pendant, but that's actually a pretty good way to do Mire, because what you can do is you can get the green pendant from Vitreous, use it to warp out of the dungeon, and then check the medallion that way. Assuming they haven't already checked it. I think they've already checked it, actually.
Yeah, Tam did clip to the Mire area and then clip out again.
And we know, I think, that Tam is probably never getting that Bombos.
Oh, certainly not.
They're not going back to Skull. But this is a really good time to start either your Vitreous play or your Mire Crystal play. Both of them are fine. I think they can only do one or the other from here. I think the Mire Crystal play would require some pre-setup using the bottles to delete the door in Hera, but one of the things they would need to do that is actually unlock the Hera big key door, which they would have to do from pod. So they could start that here. They could even do both.
Fortunately, the pod big key was like their second item in the seed.
So is also about to get the bad news about thieves. I don't think anything was even found here that was good. I think it's just a pendant.
Yeah, this is unfortunate.
It's unfortunate, but it's also something everyone's gonna do. Like, Thieves is one of the easier dungeons to do a no logic in. If you don't have the info, you're probably just always gonna do it. Apparently Tam go-moded this because there's a boomerang in Thieves, which is actually a really good item for So to find.
Yeah.
It might be enough for hook pushing, especially if the ice rod is found. Which it'll have to be for So to be in this race, because that is required.
You know, that's interesting that Tam didn't open that because, maybe he did, or maybe they did because it's being tracked. So I don't know.
Yeah, maybe they just have it. Okay, so I guess I'll be paying attention to Tam's quick swap for any other missed items, or just Tracker seems to have been untracking things as well. I'm probably not getting that mirror chest. It's a little bit out of the way for Tam. I think Tam is just getting that opportunistically on the way to unlocking Hera, big key door.
Okay, so this YBA will set up a wrong warp to Hera, and we can unlock the door so that we can use that door to delete another door.
I don't know what Tam has in their bottles, but if they have 2 reds after doing that YBA, they could also delete the sewer door while here. It would be a little more efficient to do it now and then... Wait. Okay.
Yeah, that would be crazy efficient.
Never mind, we're just gonna hook push. Very interested to see what hook push Tam pulls out. It makes more sense having the blue boomerang. It's like infinitely more stuff than they had without it. Okay, I'm not even using it. It's just 2 ice rods and bomb apparently. Didn't know you could do that. I feel like
Tam is making this look easier and more reliable than it normally is, just because Tam's really good.
Yeah, I think the ice rod is just like really good at putting a lot of stuff on screen. And I guess a bomb and 2 ice rods is 5 Anzillas, so it's working out. But I thought ice rod and how does this work? 2 bombs. 2 ice rods. Isn't that gonna like zero out your index though? So I'm confused.
Well, I was gonna say I think this works because not doing the sword out method, it would overload too much. I'm gonna have to look at this because Tam's making this look free, but I remember when like the tournament 2 years ago when stuck pushing was like all the rage, like people were having trouble with these ice rod setups.
Yeah, Tam's making it look really easy. I thought that you had to be careful about your ice rod and what slot it goes into, but because, well, I know like the bombs aren't going into slot 2. Something has to be going there, and it has to be the ice rod. So maybe it's fine if ice rod sparkles go in as long as it's not the main ice rod. Meanwhile,
like
So just meanwhile So just has bombos, so that's. If they can hook push, that's straightforward, but he doesn't have the ice rod, so he won't be doing that hook push. He's also going to be full clearing the dungeon, because he has a pretty good chance of needing that ice rod.
Yeah, So can YBA and then Mirror Door if he wants to do the boss on this trip.
Yeah, the mirror gives him a lot of safety for these glitches because he can he can run out of potions and he can like miss the mirror door as long as he doesn't miss it the wrong way, still like be able to retry.
I'm unfortunately missing the mirrorless wrap. Not sure why. Did you catch that?
No.
There's a lot of steps to that particular overworld glitch.
Medallion and Mire that we will never see. Oh. So that was a really fast Mire Crystal for Tam. What is left? Mire Boss still has to be killed, and Desert Boss, Desert Crystal, and Turtle Rock Boss, Turtle Rock Crystal.
What do you think of that play, though? Like, Tam got the Mire Crystal before, like, doing the boss, which is normally unorthodox.
I think if you're that good at it, you can do whatever you want.
Okay, fair enough. But from Tam's perspective, the reason why I'm saying that, for all Tam knows, the Mire Medallion is on Vitreous, which is admittedly quite unlikely, but...
Mm-hmm. That's true, but it didn't actually lose that much time to do it that way because Tam is really fast.
Oh, I didn't lose any time because...
I mean, it was like already being in pod is a really good time to do that, and they would have had to do like an extra Kiki skip and stuff to do that later. They're also being really aggressive with their go mode at this point. Oh, there's an Ice Rod in Mire. That's really good for So. Hopefully So will find like the Ice Palace map so that he doesn't have to actually go in there at all now. Yeah, what's happening to Tam's mirrorless wrap? I want to say that they like went too far and jumped off the ledge. But I should watch this time. It's also true that like you can do TR whenever you want in this go mode because there's no benefit to doing it last when you don't have Kane. Oh, that was correct. So there's nothing to diagnose there. Bit unfortunate that So was... Okay, so it looked like they were gonna do some Mire torches, but actually just gonna go to Hera. Why are we going to Hera?
I'm not sure. Maybe So didn't actually have a potion, so couldn't do the plan that I had suggested.
Maybe, I was gonna say unlock Hera Big Heat Orbit, that's not the case. They don't need to do that.
Well, unless they're unlocking it for Swamp. We still don't know So's comfort level with Swamp. I can't remember off the top of my head.
So has, the Hera Small, so it's not like, going through Mire isn't going to make Swamp easier for So.
No, to unlock the Hera Big Key Door for the Aga Tower Swamp Tube is what I mean.
Oh, yeah, I guess
not
they might
the
still
small
need
key
to
door.
do a crystal, yeah. I think you're right that actually they still don't have very good, even fake flip options, let alone, like, hook pushing.
Well, and actually, how does So even... Okay, I guess you could do, like, a Hera Argus with this equipment. I think that is actually your only option with this equipment set. Okay, but we're taking the crystal?
Yeah,
Sorry,
he only has one bottle. That's not good. He needs 2 for Turtle Rock alone. He needs
meanwhile,
2
Tam
to...
did a fancy hook push to Trinex.
Yeah. Is it really just bomb Ice Rod?
Well, I was going to say, but there was a lot going on earlier. I feel like Tam probably, like, just knows the timing, like, because a lot of these, like, stuck pushes, like, it depends, like, the time, there's, like, subtle timing. Like, some of them you can just mash, like, the standard bomb and bow one, but some of them are a little trickier. I feel like Tam is just good at that setup, but I could be wrong.
Okay, what is So doing? So has already been to Laser Bridge, right?
Yes.
So
but
what is
has
this?
the ice rod. I don't know.
Moving
Actually,
on
that's a good question.
Are we gonna hover? Wait, is this gonna be a hover?
This is a hover, yes.
Oh, hell
I
yeah.
can-
We got one of these in the last tournament. Let's go. It's probably not going to win the race, but it will win our hearts. Do you think he's gonna sort out hover?
It would be faster.
Oh, it
if
could
you
just be a
can
hook
do it that
push.
way.
That's true. No, it's not a hook push if you're lifting both pots. This is a hover. I mean, the answer why isn't a hook push is because tso doesn't know the hook push any better than we do. I mean, this is a good hover. Oh no! So close!
Are you kidding me? Oh no!
There is a psychological component to that last mile of hook push. I am told. Because you that's when you look up from your controller and you start thinking, oh, I'm almost there, and you lose your rhythm. And then once you've done it once, you're tired, and it's hard to make that kind of progress again.
Yeah, I actually started having a little bit of success with hovering before I switched controllers again, and I can tell you that that's true. Like, even for shorter hovers, like, it's hard to keep your rhythm if you're the kind that has to look at your hands while you're doing it. Some people don't have to look at their hands, though, that are really good at hovering.
And it really is just 2 ice rods. Okay. Interesting to do it in that direction. I guess it gives you more room for the ice rod, and since you're always huck pushing, stuck pushing, you can do it in any direction you want, because the boomerang will change your direction to up.
So does the lamp flame stay as Ancilla when you're lighting a torch like that? That was interesting on Tam's
yes! Isn't that how delete Ganon works?
You know, I don't know how it works. I just watched the video and then I did it once just to say I did it. Very complicated glitch.
Unfortunate, but also understandable trip into Ice Palace for tso. I don't think he's gonna find anything here except duplicate ice rod. This is
Dangerous.
okay. He got a funny auto walk thing. He basically just did DMA in that spot. Which is actually kind of a clever thing to do if it goes wrong, is to just do another glitch that you know is... Oh, this is a... Okay.
Yeah, this
fine.
is not good, I think.
I thought there'd be a hard lock transition there, but apparently that screen is just a long screen, so it's fine.
It's definitely possible to hard lock there, but apparently it was fine in this case.
I think it's not possible to hard lock on that side. It's kind of like how the pyramid screen is large and the one next to it is small. It's the reason there's a hard lock risk.
Oh, right. Okay, so Tam going to Mire from Desert.
Somebody did suggest that there is a south OA stuck push you can do in back of Escape. Sorry, front of Escape. That is a good way to get to Vitreous quickly, but the problem is Tam hasn't actually been to the Escape, so isn't going to be, would have to go all the way to Zelda Cell to get the big key. Alright, Tam is sticking a hook. Got a double miss slot and is correcting it by sticking a hook. Very nice. So it's a not commonly used.
That was so
hook
close.
Oh, it was so just tickling the hard lock.
Yeah, like that was like the last pixel that works, I think.
Oh no, Tam's on the wrong pegs.
I don't know why we save and quit there though.
tso doesn't.
I feel like
know how to
find the door.
The door there. When you have the wrong graphics, you can get lost. But the door is there, and it is safe to wander around. You're just trapped inside that, Ice Palace overworld.
Oh, Tam doesn't have the Desert Big Key, I forgot. Because it was in the Dark Maze.
Maybe the Escape would have been a better play. No, they have to do, just Cape strats. Never mind, it's easy.
It's too easy.
It's easy, but it's a little dangerous. You do have to watch your magic meter. was almost a dangerous time to miss. I'm drinking our potion.
Tam keeping it interesting.
Well, Tam's done everything, right? So this is just
yeah.
go to Ganon. That's why we're drinking the potion, I guess. It's so we can just like have a Ganon fight.
See, that would be the other argument for doing the Dupe Blast, so you get the refill, but I do agree that it was very fast the way Tam did it, though.
Yeah, I think the justification to not doing it then would have been, instead of doing that, I'm going to do Eastern Fiddy. I think that would have been just as good, because it also takes advantage of being in that location. That only works if Tam gets the mirror in pod. And they didn't, so it wasn't really an option. Okay. I always love seeing people, like, go left of their bomb in that room in ice. It's a total placebo. The bomb's hitbox is square. Now, going left or right does not actually place you farther away from the bomb, but it does look safer and feel safer.
Card tracker rightly pointing out how big the King's Tomb bottle was. Yeah, like, that... I don't want to say that decided the whole race, but it certainly set Tam off onto a good start, just by doing that juke to get one extra item. The GT play also gave Tam a relatively free swamp. And this shooter is really annoying. I really don't like this hook push.
I hate this hook push for a few reasons. One of them is that you can like pick up that pot, and if you do it too early, the hook shot will eat the heart under the pot, and then you'll lose your stuck hook. Just super annoying. That's probably why Tam just did the hook push on the other side. I think you just fire a single hook. And I think you have to like... I want to say you have to be like hooking the same object that the slot was on, but I'm not sure. I've never like hooked a different object and had it successfully stick, so I'm assuming it's... Okay, Check says it's more complicated than that. I'll have to ask
Yeah,
later.
I feel like you don't have time to like hook a different object. Like you need to like retry it like right, or just like hit Y like right away. If
Is
it's
it
too late,
Tam took their time doing that.
No, I had it work that way for me, but like it's not always the same, so I guess I don't know.
I'll usually just like spam hook until one sticks, but I've also seen people more methodically place the stuck hook, which Tam has done twice in this race. Also, you can just release this double miss slot if you know how to do that. I'm not familiar enough with how it works to know whether it would have been good for Tam to do it, but they chose not to, so I trust them.
Yeah, you have to realize, like, and be able to know that it was double mislotted in, like, the correct way, I think.
Apparently, Check says you just press Y. I think there's a little more nuance to it than that. It probably a little bit of, like, you can't actually, like, hookshot an object. You have to hookshot the thin air, I think, for it to work.
Yeah.
You can't hit a wall either, apparently.
It has to be out long enough for you to get the distance that I think is what it is.
So it's a distance thing, looking away from a wall. Is it because you just like don't get hookshot distance because your hookshot's not long enough? Ooh, we're hardcore shopping here, so actually like spinning in circles to make a decision.
Meanwhile, Tam doing Silverless Ganon.
Nice.
And Ganon's defeated.
Nice final slash too. It's always fun to see Gold Sword just slash Ganon. So it does the same damage, but the frame window is shorter.
Alright, well please get your GGs in chat for Tam, the winner of this race, with an official time of 1 hour, 9 minutes, and 16 seconds. And with that, So has decided to forfeit in the race room as well, so let's get our GGs for him as well. You're joined by the winner of tonight's race. Congratulations, Tam.
Hey, thank you.
Malmo, any questions? Do you want to start?
I already forgot. There was something I was going to ask Tam about, and I forgot.
Alright, well, let's talk about the ice rod stuck pushing then. Let's start there. Is this like a really standard ice setup? Because a lot of people seem to not like know how to do it this way. Do you just bomb, ice rod, and then hook? Is that really as simple as it looks?
Yeah, that's it. You don't need sparkles to be consistently in slot 9, so it's not really a problem that you're using the ice rod.
The thing I was worried about was like is it actually filling the front slots properly, and is it not putting an ice rod in slot 2 and zeroing your index?
Right. You have to fire quickly enough for that not to happen. Actually, it shouldn't happen at all, because the first ice rod only makes 3 sparkles. That's why you need 2. But I also didn't really have an alternative.
Yeah, we realized that. There was no bow, no Samaria. But you did get the lamp nice and early, though.
Yeah, technically I did have an alternative, but it was even worse than that, so...
So we believe that So found the Meyer medallion inside of the front of Skullwoods, but So did not get the flippers out of GT, and we're assuming that he doesn't have a solution for Swamp.
Yeah, the Skullwoods thing was just a bit of me kind of skipping over a step and not thinking about what I was doing there. So I didn't grab the key, and then I realized that I should have. I wasn't sure if I was going to come out and do that like Dark World sweep that I did, but I ended up deciding on doing that.
I mean, well, you did do the Meyer dupe like very quickly, regardless. And it was very cool to see.
Yeah, the Maya dupe is not super slow when you have hook pushing and you haven't been to pod yet, but it's just annoying. But like, you know, it's just working well, so. I got the gold sword, and that may have been questionable, but it's because I was preparing on doing VRAM golds there, and I just got the glove, so I didn't have to.
That was
that
the
makes
question.
A lot of sense.
That was the question I was going to ask, is whether you had always been planning to go to Ice Palace after Hype Cave, or if that was a reroute. No, it sounds like you just answered it, though.
No, that was the plan. I mean, check the Maya medallion on the way. I wasn't going to go into Maya because I couldn't beat it, but I figured it was about the same to just come out of Skull, do some extra checks, then to super jump later. Because I wasn't planning on finding a glove since I saw the first one on Lumberjack.
Definitely. I'm a big fan of doing the flipper wrap if you actually have the pearl and the flippers, because it just saves on resources. So that was a cool route that you did.
Yeah, there's probably an argument to be made for coming from the well, especially because I skipped the Pengaya room, but I mean, I had to do Hype Cave anyway, so... Well, I didn't have to, but I wanted to. And then I also kind of wondered if, like, well, I got the Ice Rod Independence, so I wondered if it was like, maybe So found the map to ice and then didn't do it or something. But it doesn't seem to be the case.
Well, So's Ice Rod was in Meyer in the room that we used to delete the Trinex door. I forgot what that chest is called.
I actually had. It was interesting. My Gurmurd was technically the boomerang. It was a difficult problem for me to get to Trinex at first.
You had 2 bottles, right?
Well, I got the second one at Digging Game, which I guess
Oh, the
was...
boomerang was before that.
No, I think the boomerang goes after it, because I think it was in Thieves, but... Yeah, for some reason I was like, yes, I'm in good mood with the Ice Rock. And then I didn't realize for a little bit that I couldn't really get to Trinex.
Yeah, that's interesting. So was gonna hover. How was that?
Yeah,
Oh,
I was like,
GG.
this is...
GG's.
GG.
GG.
Almost GG on the hover. That went
Yeah.
really far. Yeah, almost pulled a red kitsune in this one.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be a really hard matchup for me since Tim is a really good player. So I had to make some aggressive plays and some gambles. But my early game wasn't really clean, so I thought that I needed to just go for all the dungeons that I could beat. On the Brazilian restaurant, they already told me where was some bottles and flippers that I missed. That would have been do my life be so much easier. But like I said to them, I am in No Logic. I will never do overworld checks or GT over dungeons, because if I can beat a dungeon, I'm gonna do all the checks on that dungeon and check if it's a crystal or not, to know my layout from dungeons, even if I can't find some other items that would make things more comfortable for me. So that's why I even thought about going to GT before CAC, since I already had the hammer and hookshot, but that was not. I'm never gonna prioritize GT over progression. So, and the sea pretty much opened for me after desert. So it happens.
Well, did you not have hearts or bombs when you were in Mini Moldorm Cave? Because we thought that you, as you probably know now, the first bottle was in King's Tomb.
Yeah.
And Tam got it with a juke.
Usually I try to do that juke, but I think I was on 1 heart over there.
Okay,
But since
that
I've
makes
died
sense.
on Ice Rod Cave on my opening, I wasn't gonna do Kingstomb over Ice Rod plus Waterfall and Zora Legend. I had the money for Zora, so I wasn't gonna trade 1 check over 5. So that's why I didn't even think about doing the juke, even if I had hearts to try.
Oh well, you can leave. It just takes an extra screen transition. But yeah, if you're low on health, I actually missed that, so I was curious. That makes sense why you would not want to go for it. But just maybe keep in mind for the future, you are able to walk out of there if you want to. It just takes an extra screen transition.
Yeah, there's a lot of small things here and there that I'm not familiar with in No Logic still, because I only usually learn how to execute some of the tricks and the glitches, but I never dove into all the technical things, so I don't know how to do a lot of hook push setups. I knew I had some hook push setup when I found the boomerang, and after that the ice heart. I knew that there was a way to do it, but I'm not familiar with them. So that's why I went for the hovering TR and some other things.
Yeah, you broke my heart falling like right next to the platform there. Like that, seriously. I mean, I was rooting for you in that hover.
Usually I don't have much problem, but today, since the afternoon when I played my casual boots tourney match, my hovering's not on point today. Just one of those days where where things doesn't go really well for you, but not a big deal. You can
Hovering's
win every
really
time.
difficult.
Yeah.
I'm only joking with you. Hovering is quite difficult. Malmo, do you have anything else?
Yeah. Tonight at basically European morning times, there will be a doubleheader between Red Kitsune and let me look this up actually. Red Kitsune and Dot will be playing starting at 5 a.m. Eastern Time on SpeedGaming, followed by there's game 2 on SpeedGaming. So if you want to help out with that, we could definitely use crew. It's a harder time slot to fill. If you don't need to know how to play No Logic to track these races, and you don't need to know how to play No Logic to co-com with someone who does. So reach out to me if you want to help out with any No Logic races for the remainder of the tournament. We do have quite a few coming up. We're about halfway done with it. So other than that, that will be it for tonight, and catch you all later.